Hello again, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
We are back. We're for another episode of Song Stories. Joe is in Swindon. I am back in Cambridgeshire and have had a haircut since the last time.
It looks lovely, mate.
Oh, thanks, man. Nice one. I was going for the Slim Shady, vibes, and
Yeah, man.
yeah, Slim Shady's influenced us a lot. So I feel like it's good to represent that in the hairdo.
Exactly.
Can you not hear Stan?
Yeah, it's like Take my Medicare is actually the real Slim Shady.
Anyway, right, let's crack on with episode 3 now of our Song Stories. Thank you, by the way, everyone, for all the support that you've shown this series. We really, really enjoyed doing it. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching it as well. But now we move on to, I believe this was Justine Dodd's request that we do this song. And the song is Swallow Me Whole. But before we get into it, bring in that theme tune one more time. Song Story. Right, Swallow Me Whole. My recollection, so far as it goes, initially the tune came around via myself. It was I wrote the guitar riff, which was the da na 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 da 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 in my uni halls in first year, and sort of came up with the melody while I was at it. And my kind of thinking behind it initially was I kind of wanted it to sound as much like Alt J Breeze Blocks. That was my inspiration for that riff. And I've been listening to Alt J a lot at that particular point in time. Yeah, just really wanted, I think, to be fair, the da-na-na-na-na is trying to basically emulate the bit in Breeze Blocks where it goes diamond soda clothes and breeze blocks bum, 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 bum.
Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe
yeah
maybe that was subconsciously that's what I was trying to do. And then I think the melody, again, I was trying to sort of be a bit unorthodox with it, because I know Alt J write very sort of strange melodies and they kind of go low and high and just bounce around all over the place, but they still stick in your ear. So I think I was trying to, when it goes that bit with the tinsel on the window, it was like yeah. That rise there is quite Alt J-ish, I think. Yeah. So I think that was my initial inspiration with it. Yeah, had that idea, got it recorded on my phone, and then I think me and Owen, our old guitarist, were just jamming one day, and in my uni halls, and I sort of showed him that idea, and he said, "Yeah, that's really good. We can work with that. Let's try and develop that." And so we jammed it for a little while, and then we had something to do in Bath Town Centre. I can't remember what it was, but we were walking around Bath Town Centre, so still discussing the jam session we just had. And then we were quite hungry because it was the afternoon by this point and we hadn't had much breakfast. So we thought, let's go to West Cornwall Pasty Company to get some nourishing pasties to fill us up and help us be more creative. So we went in there and we'd ordered our pasties and we're munching on them. And then Owen had this little light bulb moment where he was like, what if the chorus goes something like this? You say, can put you down, so you may. And that immediately made me go, oh wow, that right there's a catchy hook you've just written.
And he put his pasty down and he said, right,
we're going back to halls and we're finishing this right now. I was there with my pasty and I sang that and I was like, yeah, and so then from that point, me and Owen went back and finished off the song with the chorus and got the other verse down. And then I believe we took it into the rehearsal room after that and showed it to you and George and just developed it from there. So yeah, that's my memory of how the kind of tune came around. Yeah, I think the main thing is that really I was very much inspired by Alt J when I came up with the sort of riff for it and the verses and stuff. And then Owen came through with that chorus, and I think that's what makes it a PARKAS tune, is that anthemic chorus that comes through, representative of our style at the time. We were trying to be that indie rock band that just write big choruses, choruses that you want to just sing your heart out to, and that's what Swallow Me Whole was, definitely.
Yeah.
What are your early memories of it, Joe? Because I've just spoken a lot about it.
I remember coming up with the drums in in the rehearsal room. Drum grooves that I really like are all about the isolation of the hits. Swallow Me Whole is a really good example of it, where like the snare and the hi-hats are playing on their own, like they're not really playing together, and that creates quite a tight groove. It was all about that, like dun 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 dun, bam bam bam,
Yeah, very much. Yeah, that initial, when we kick in with the first verse, is all about the guitar and the drums just interlocking completely. It's quite impactful, that first verse, when the vocal comes in with the guitars and everything. So it's like na 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 na. Because it just stops after each, and there's like this little period of silence. And you're like, oh wow, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I remember when you did the groove for that, and I was like, oh, okay, sick, this is cool. Because it's quite the verses are quite sort of, I won't say dancey, but definitely.
Yeah, it's hip.
I mean, like, yeah, it's just classic us, isn't it? Fucking yeah, just like hip hop verses and then big choruses.
Yeah, you can really hear like the tunes that came after it. You can really hear the influence.
Whereas with We Are the Gods and maybe Higher, the other songs on that EP, they all have a bit of that kind of signature kind of PARKAS thing of just groovy verses and big choruses. But I think Swallow Me Whole is maybe the best example of that sort of style being executed really, really well. It shows, because that, I think still to this day, it's like in the top 5 most played tunes that we have on our Spotify. So people clearly like it, you know, that we've never met. From there would have come, you know, the inspiration for tunes like Penny Drop and Catch Me Out and Medication and that sort of thing. So yeah, I think it was the start of that kind of journey for us in terms of writing more groovy / anthemic tunes.
That was the first tune that we ever started pushing to like radio.
Yes.
Because like I think because we recorded it with Jamie Williams, and I think he was like, look, you guys need to push it out. That was when we realized that we could write tunes that could be on the radio.
Yeah, I think Jamie was a big part of that, actually. I think he said this is the one out of all of, because we recorded that first, the We Are the Gods EP entirely with Jamie Williams. He said this is the one, this is the first single, this is the one that's going to get people hooked, and you know, you just push this one as much as you can. I believe we actually did a single release party for it at the Nest. R.I.P. the Nest, by the way. Yeah, and you know, we had a whole night just dedicated to the release of that single, which was sick. But there's a video of us playing it, and there's a lot of energy in the crowd, and from us, I think we were very, very much excited to play that tune and have that be like the flagship of our first EP. It's special for me because it's like it was the PARKAS uni. Let's talk as well. In terms of the first few times we played it out, early performances. What are your early memories of it?
I think it's the same as Penny Drop, where it was a track that everyone knew the words to very quickly, and that was just amazing. And as well, it's a really like, you say, and it's really like, and yeah, it was just, I think to see people like screaming it was just like, it was amazing. It was amazing. And especially like at the end of the tune, there's this really like down, and it's all a bit like rah. And I think when we used to play it in the early days, it was always just like crazy, and everyone was just rocking out, and it was
in my mind as the front man, like I was like, swallow me whole, and then as soon as that snare hit come in, I just pull away from the mic and just turn around to you guys and go
yeah, exactly.
It was a rock out with your cock out moment. Again, it was one of those tunes where it's like people pick up the words very quickly. The chorus is really catchy. Yeah, no, got a lot of good reception from that on the early shows that we played. I have a lot of good memories of playing it at the Nest, at like uni shows. Yeah, shows that we had to do for our course. And I think, again, like I think we the two tunes we've done before on Song Stories, i.e. Penny Drop and Catch Me Out, have kind of carried through past our uni days. And I think Swallow Me Whole for me kind of like sits very nicely in our uni era of
totally.
And it's like, it was just really sick having people come up to you and be like, oh yeah, that tune Swallow Me Whole was fucking great, man. And you just, I don't know, go on to like, I don't know, go on a random night out, a student night out, and someone would come up to me, oh, you're in that band Parkas, your tune Swallow Me Whole was sick. And I was like,
that happened in
go on, in Zeros, right?
In Zeros, man, of all the places, it happened in Zeros. And there was this dude, and he was like I was at the bar, and he was like, oh yo, and I was like, who are you, man? And then he was like, I watched you at the I think he'd watched us at the Student Union. And I was like, I'm famous. It was mad.
We're bar celebrities.
Yeah. I must have like freaked out, and then he was, probably like, okay, I'm just gonna go away now, because I was probably like, what? Just started going nuts.
Tinsel on the window, blowing in the wind, wondering where I came from, wondering where I've been.
No, I think that's another one. It's like student union gigs. It always went down well there. The Nest, it always went down well, and Moles obviously as well. For our fans that have known us from the early days when we first started, I think it holds a very special place in their hearts, and it holds a special place in our hearts as well. Yeah. We don't play it very much live anymore, purely because we just feel like we have written better songs since that point. Yeah. But I think it's one of them where, like, for the big shows, for the ones where we just know we're going to get a bunch of people in the room that know us and are big fans, we always try and bring it out then. I don't even know if it's the right word to say, but it's consistent. We've never once played it and I've felt like it hasn't had an impact on an audience. Do you know what I mean? People's ears have always pricked up whenever we've played it around the place.
Yeah. And it also, I think it slots into any set that we have now because of it having all of the components of, like a Parkas tune.
I think as well that when we play it live, and because it does just start with the guitar, it's like one of them where I don't even really have to introduce it. It's just like I do think we should say as well, I think in terms of the recording, a big part of what on the recording makes it sound so big is that Jamie wanted to just get that bend, so the two notes that in the you say on the guitar, so he just got Owen to just go which is proper, like, Guns N' Roses-esque. You know what I mean? Which I'm not averse to that, but I think that definitely lifts it in the recording. I think that's
for sure.
Just a cracking tune. Yeah, I think in terms of lyrics, I think it was, the lyrics were quite just representative of what we were doing at the time, which was just, really enjoying being in a band. There was a lot of times in first year at uni where I was kind of so excited and so like taken away with the thrill of like meeting you guys and forming Parkas and playing gigs every other week and, just generally having an amazing time. And then I'd often, whenever that wasn't happening, I'd like sit down and be like, there's a lot of shit going on, man. I'm going out a lot and this is like quite intense, but I'm really enjoying it, but it's also quite intense. And I think the phrase "swallow me whole" kind of for me encapsulates everything that was going on. It was like it was swallowing me whole. Yeah, getting quite intense. I do like there's some good lines in there though, man. I think I'm quite happy with my lyrics on that. I think
one of the reasons that everyone enjoyed it was maybe because like it's not hard to like work out what you're talking about, and I think like when we were playing it at uni, maybe everyone kind of understood it and like connected.
No, I think that's nice. I hope that that's true, because I think I definitely wrote it as that sort of thing. Just like, this is how I'm feeling at this point in time, and it's still getting a bit mad, but I'm loving it. I remember the line "tinsel on the window blowing in the wind" came from, I was in the downstairs flat from me at University Hall's D102.
Oh my God.
Lest we forget D102. I think I wrote it while we was just drinking and stuff, and like I wrote it, and there was the window was open, and there was it must have been around Christmas time, there was some tinsel across the top of it. So the line literally was "tinsel on the window blowing in the wind," because that's literally what I saw. Do you know what I mean? That was just it. And then from there, everything just sort of fell out from that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what else we can say on it, really.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think it's in terms of, again, I know we touched on this earlier, but I think, reception-wise, it is another one of them tunes, similar to Penny Drop, similar to Catch Me Out. It always gets people's attention. For me, for a long time, it was, we play our first two songs, then the third, if we was to put "Swallow Me Whole" third in the set, and it's like, right, now you're at a gig, and now you're going to listen, because this is the big one. Yeah, and it's always had that effect, I think, where it's kind of, if things have been petering along at a sort of glacial pace for the first 10 minutes, then "Swallow Me Whole" comes in, and it's like, right, everybody step forward, start getting involved, because we're here to make you party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's what "Swallow Me Whole" is for me, and was definitely a flagship song for us for a long time. I think it was one that was a sign of things to come.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. There you go. Well, yeah, that is Song Stories episode 3. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If there are any more requests, by the way, we've got one more episode coming your way, which we won't tell you what song it is, but it's a big one, and there may be a surprise on the episode. So brace yourselves for that. But yeah, if there's any other tunes you guys want us to do, then please just whack it in the comments and let us know. We'd love to carry on doing this. We've really enjoyed chatting to you guys about the process that goes into writing our songs, and we hope you guys have enjoyed watching it. But yeah, for now, we will wish you goodbye. Stay safe. Make sure you're washing your hands and socially distancing and all that jazz, and then we can get back to gigging and touring and doing what we love again very, very soon. But for now, let's hit them.
Let's go.
Songs.